Plot points, top-down writing, Lisa M. Kendrick. Traditionally, there are 5 parts to a plot. In contemporary literature, these do not always go in the same order. However, at the beginning of a selection, the reader must be made aware of where and when they are and who is involved in the selection. This is called the exposition. The second part of the 5 parts of a plot is rising action. This will take up the majority of the short story or novel. This includes everything that the character goes through between the exposition and the climax. The climax is the third part of the 5 parts of a plot. In a lengthy selection, there may be multiple mini climaxes and a major climax. The climax is the point of no return. It is that point during which the main characters face their conflict and once and for all make a decision about it. Falling action is part 4 of the 5 parts of a plot. It occurs directly after the climax and is basically the point where any loose ends are tied up for the reader. Not every selection includes direct falling action, but based upon character behavior and things from the climax, falling action should at least be implied. The resolution is the final part of a plot. It is how things end. In fairy tales, that is the happily ever after line. In contemporary literature, many pieces end with an implied resolution rather than a stated resolution. Either way, the author needs to have in his or her head exactly what the resolution is. Flashbacks are used throughout the plot in order to give the reader more information about the main characters. These should be spread throughout the plot at important moments when a little bit of a backstory is imperative for the reader to understand motivations and/or the action in the scene. Foreshadowing gives readers hints about what is to come in the selection. These may be used in order to keep a reader interested and/or to provide hints about implied resolutions. Foreshadowing may be anything from a symbol to something that is said to actual action. Sometimes, particularly in certain genres, a frame story is a part of the story. This is when there is a present-day scenario in which characters tell the bulk of the story to each other, and then the story is returned to that present point at the end. There are 4 main ways to tell a story. Chronological is the oldest and most traditional method. Chronological time order means that the plot points happen from the first event to the last. This does not mean that there would be no foreshadowing or a flashback. This just means that the bulk of the plot happens in time order. The term spatial in writing and literature refers to the space around an individual. Highly descriptive pieces may be mostly or all spatial in that they unfold a plot based upon location rather than time order or some other method. Emphatic writing does come from the term empathy. Emphatic writing covers a range of writing, most often nonfiction pieces that are analyzing or persuading, where pathos, which is associated with emotion, is used as a part of the argument and/or a part of the description. Stream of consciousness is a modern and contemporary convention. This allows the writer to write a piece in the way that the human mind might naturally unfold a story. This is used most often for first-person narratives and is a great way to add creativity and to hide some plot points for your reader.